Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp. The NBA playoffs have reached that time of year and there is an elimination game here tonight between the Heat and the Bobcats. However, for my NBA picks of the day, I have chosen to take a couple of other plays on the other of tonight's games. First one starting off in the Eastern Conference between the Hawks and the Pacers. Game 5, the series tied 2-2. And the Pacers come in as a solid 6.5 point favorite in this game despite dropping a couple games to the Hawks already, with a total of 186.5. Now, I do think this spread's just a little bit too sharp. I could see it going either way here tonight between these two teams, but the total I think is very, very low compared to what we've seen here throughout this series. I think it could be a little bit of an overcorrection as well, considering that all three of the first games have gone under the total, but at 186 points, I think the over could have a lot of value here tonight because the books look to be correcting this just a little bit too much. The Pacers will probably have their defense playing well tonight. However, as we've seen, these two teams are a pretty bad matchup for one another already, and you have to think back at home after that Game 4 performance, it does look like the Pacers are starting to get their act together. And I think they could be in for a pretty big offensive night. We could start to see the return of the Indiana Pacers as we knew them in the first half of the season. Really at 186.5, all you have to do is get Atlanta into 90 points and have the Pacers in the upper 90s as well. And as we've seen from this series, they're very capable of getting there, I think, against the Atlanta Hawks defense. On the road this season, including the regular and postseason, the Hawks cash the over at about 60%. So their road defense obviously doesn't play as well as they do at home. And like I said, though, this is still a bad matchup, and these two teams still have a really good ability to score on one another. So I think 186.5, just a little bit too low. Add the over to your NBA picks. Second one I have for you is the Dallas Mavericks playing host to the San Antonio Spurs tonight in Game 4 of that one, with the Spurs down 2-1 against Dallas. However, they are a -4 road favorite in this game, total of 202.5. Now, could be seeing a similar NBA odd shift in this one compared to the game we just mentioned here between the Hawks and the Pacers, with a little bit of overreaction from the sports books. Dallas has covered all three games of this series so far, but the Spurs at -4 here on the road should be a pretty solid value, considering they should have had Game 3 on the road won if it wasn't for some old school Vinsanity action with the buzzer beater 3 to win that game for the Dallas Mavericks. However, there has been a lot of rest for both of these teams, but for the Spurs, this series is only their 4th game in 9 nights for these two squads. I think the Spurs are definitely going to have the advantage in that because of that, and I think they are a pretty good bet against the spread tonight on the road. Dallas is a much worse matchup than a lot of people thought for the San Antonio Spurs, but if they can slow down Monte Ellis tonight, I think that could be enough for them to get the win and the cover here. Including the postseason and the regular season, the Spurs are 20-12 against the spread as a road favorite this season. And I think after that Game 3 loss to the Mavs, they're going to come out and play a much better game than the Games 2 and 3 performances here. So add the Spurs -4 to your NBA picks. Best of luck to you on both of these, along with the Hawks and the Pacers over 186.5. Those are your NBA picks of the day. Best of luck to you. I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of The Sharp Pick.